Brookfield amplifiers. You're watching the Australian Guitar Show. My name's Ricki. This is Reuben. You can see the Brookfield amplifier out of the corner there. Reuben's just kindly dropped them over to me to hang out with them for a couple of days. But last night these made a bit of a debut on a stage in Geelong. You want to tell me a bit about that show?
Yeah, they did indeed. So that's the Geelong Music Community Collective.
Yep.
They have been doing shows now for roughly 2 years, I think. So the first one came about through it was after Chris Cornell committed suicide.
Yep, I was at that show.
Well, there you go. Yeah, so they decided to do a charity gig, raise some money for mental health research. And the first one went down so well that they've done one roughly every 2 months for a couple of years since. So I think I joined in on the third one.
Yeah, cool.
And I've played at most of them since then.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, and so it just seemed like a good opportunity. It's a whole lot of different musos. The most recent one was a Queen gig.
Yep.
So
which was only last night.
That was last night.
Yeah. So the valves are still running warm.
Well, they were running toasty last night,
Yeah,
so
right.
it seemed like a great opportunity to get some, because Brian May's got a monster tone.
Yep.
And it's a very much a valve amp cranked up kind of tone.
Yeah,
So it was a
cool.
great opportunity. And Stuart from R&R MF Guitar Works, he put together a couple of treble booster pedals, and I thought, well, why don't I try making an AC30 kind of circuit? I've never mucked around with Vox style amps. I've been playing around with Fender and Marshall circuits, and so I cobbled one together to take down for the night.
So that's the amplifier in the lower screenshot. Which
Yes.
is not quite fully in shot there, but it's obviously got a pretty simple layout.
It's a very simple layout.
Yeah.
It's, that's a real prototype at the moment. It's been through a few prototype iterations, and the faceplate will probably change so that it's got a separate volume for the normal channel and the top boost channel.
Yeah, cool.
So at the moment it's got volume, treble, bass, and the Vox cut control.
That's all you really need.
So 4 knobs. It'll end up with 5 when I split the 2 volume controls.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's cool. And what about your valve arrangement in there? What are you running?
4 EL84 in the power section,
Yep.
and 3 12AX7s in the preamp.
Yeah,
So
cool.
it is true to the Vox. In
Yeah,
that
no,
regard
so it's
as
got
well.
that real nice glassy mid-range punch.
Oh yeah, and with the treble booster in front of it, it really got that gainy, saturated Brian May tone.
Yeah.
I was really impressed with how it performed last night. So
Yeah, that's
it was
awesome. So what kind of volumes did it reach last night?
good. It made it up to about 1 o'clock on the volume dial.
Oh, yeah, that's all right. That's
was
pretty reasonable.
That was pretty screaming off the stage.
Yeah.
In a 200 people standing room sort of a gig.
So what's the name of the venue?
We're at the Barwon Club in Geelong.
Yeah, right. So that's where they did the first one too.
Yeah,
Because
so
that's a pretty good room.
it's a great room. They've got a nice PA in there.
Yeah, it's good size. So
But we were at a point last night where the guitars kind of set the volume of the mix.
Yep.
The PA was keeping up with drums and vocals and whatnot, but we didn't need any guitar in the PA, and it was loud.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so the R18 Plus. Now I remember when Stuart told me about you.
Yeah.
And he said, "Man, you got to check this amp out." And as soon as I saw it, I mean, the finish on it just grabbed me.
Oh, cool.
We've all seen black amps, and there's lots of stuff out there these days. But it was just a really nice, clean cut design to me. It just stuck out. And being called the R18 Plus too, I thought it was quite a clever little twist on the ratings of how old you have to be before you can even play one of these amps.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's obviously a reference to the wattage.
Well, kind of. So the first R18 Plus I built is based on the Marshall 1974 circuit, which was an 18-watt circuit.
Yeah.
I butchered it up a little bit. I added a tube reverb circuit to it. I dropped the normal channel. I just built it with the tremolo channel, so it was tremolo and reverb. And the original Marshall came with EL84s, and I put 6v6s in the power section instead, just to get a little bit of a hybrid between a kind of American and a British tone.
Yep.
This one is the same preamp, but I built it with a Fender Super Reverb output transformer and 6L6s. So this one's pushing almost 40 watts.
Yeah, right. So pretty chunky then.
So it's pretty loud.
Yeah. And single 12 again.
Single 12 again.
Yeah.
I've been using Celestians, but I'll put whatever somebody wants in there really.
Oh, so you're happy to do custom mods?
Absolutely.
Yeah, cool. I find the single 12 thing for me works really well, and like we've all had quads, and we've all been there, the old days, but the single 12 and 2 10s.
It's interesting you mentioned that because I have designed the cabinet.
Yeah.
So I can just pull out the single 12 baffle
Oh, yeah.
and put a 210 baffle in.
And just to stagger?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So 210s will fit in the same cabinet. Again, another option if 210s is your vibe.
Yep.
We can do that too.
Yeah. But from where I'm sitting, you see basically you got gain, tone.
Yep.
So that's it. And a volume. That's essentially your main. Obviously your tremolo and your reverb there, but as far as the amp goes, it's just gain, tone, and volume.
It is. It's as simple as it comes. It's not even a bass and treble tone stack in this one. It's just a tone knob.
Yeah, wow.
It's a compound tone circuit, so it's not quite as simple as the tone knob in your guitar.
Yep.
Full up gives you a treble biased sound. As you back it off, it becomes more neutral, and then once you get past kind of the center of the dial and back it down towards 0, it favours a bassier tone. So you can get quite a broad spectrum of sound out of it.
And gain wise, kind of you're talking overdrive, or you're talking pretty full on, or
no, it's a relatively classic kind of sound. One of the nice things about that tone circuit is it doesn't suck a lot of gain out of the circuit like a bass treble tone stack. Your Fender and Marshall tone stacks suck gain out of the signal path. This does that a lot less so. So it'll get into kind of classic rock crunch. It's not going to do high gain metal or 80s hair or any of that kind of stuff. But it'll get a pretty tasty AC/DC kind of rock and roll crunch.
What do you need?
Well, that's where I'm at with it.
Just put Malcolm Young in front of it and away you go.
Absolutely, that's it.
Yeah.
And it does clean up nicely, this one too. The reverb and tremolo, it gets the 18 watt version doesn't have enough headroom. It's kind of a little brawler. It likes to be cranked up loud and do rock stuff. This will clean up and do your more Stevie Ray Vaughan, Lenny kind of.
Just got that headroom to get more volume while staying.
That's it, and a bit more bottom end response. It stays tight in the bottom end a bit better, which is nice.
It's always good to be tight in the bottom end.
You got to have a tight bottom end.
And so 6L6s.
Yes.
Yeah. And what do you so you got some 12AX7s in there as well?
What's it got? There's another 3, maybe 4 in that one. I can't remember because of the reverb driver in there. But no, I think it's 3.
Yeah. 3
12AX7s, tube rectified, and let me just double check that I've put the. Yeah, so that one is switchable between solid state and tube rectifier, so you can get a tighter pick response from solid state, or a bit saggy, a bit more of that singing bluesy kind of thing with the tube rack as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to mucking around with that feature then.
Yeah.
Cool as, man. Well, look, thank you for dropping them off.
No worries.
Appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to catching up with you in a few days' time. And we'll swing over to your workshop and have a look, and you can talk more kind of techie nerd stuff if you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll get a bit more of your history and no kind of just chit chat about stuff as we do. It'd be good.
Too easy.
Awesome. Thanks,
cool.
man.
Cheers.
Appreciate it.